my topic for tonight, the best view, comes after the hardest climb. We've done some hard climbing over the last 60 years, have we not?
Yes.
Now, I'm not trying to take us back like Tyrone Davis and turn back the hands of time forever, because if I did, 60 years ago, that would be me. And as cute as I might be, I won't go back there. I'll take the hair. I'd love to have the hair, but you know, that was a long time ago. But I'm home and I'm glad to be here, and I just want to let you know how special it is to look out in the audience and see so many familiar faces. You know, if you knew my dad, you know that I've become him. I look like him. I couldn't deny the man if I wanted to. So it is what it is. But, you know, as I go back and reflect upon the teachers that impacted my life, I'm wanting to see a show of hands. How many of you have had experiences with Booker T. Washington? Went to school there, and can you reflect with me and think about some of the teachers there that impacted your life? I remember all my teachers. My first grade was Miss Bournes, second grade Miss Rogers, third grade Miss Hunt, fourth grade was my mother's. My mother taught me. Fifth grade Miss Thelma, and she didn't play. Oh my Lord. Woo, that woman could whoop. And then Mr. Bostic, my first male teacher, Mr. Bostic, and Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart got me and my friend Ronnie Hall ready in one summer, to play in the high school Booker T. Washington band. In the sixth grade, I played the trumpet, and Ronnie played the drums. And he got us ready. We got to march. We thought we were some kind of special with the high school kids. Woo, yes, I'm telling you. But you know, when I was interviewing several alumni, I interviewed 6 of them. I started with our president, Ms. Bernice Hotchkiss. I talked to Clintus Weatherall in Houston, Texas, Linda Hobbs Hill in Oklahoma City, Bo White out in California, Charlotte Tyser Smith out in California, and Walters, Harry T. Walters in Oklahoma City. And I was asking them some questions. I said, give me one word now, a word that would describe our teachers to you. And here are some of the words they gave me. Positive, self-esteem, motivating, inspiring, happy, loving, caring, excellence, dress for success. I said, wait, I said one word. Clinton said, I got to get it in. I got to get it in. Dress for success. They were immaculate with how they dressed.
Yes.
They were a professional, and they made us see a vision of what professional people look like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, disciplinarians, that's Miss McAllister all over, ain't it? Oh, boy. You talk about Kevin Hart when he says, you going to learn today? That's Miss McAllister. Let me tell you, if they had a poster back in 1963 that said, you going to learn today, it would have had Mr. McAllister's picture right beside it with a meanest stare-down pose. I'm telling you. I asked them all, hands down, who's the GOAT? Greatest of all time disciplinarian. Miss McAllister. She's the one. Now, if you had to go to the principal's office and see Mr. Adams, see, you just really sick in the head. Because that's where you go see Mr. Adams and have to meet the Board of Education. The Board of Education. You didn't want to meet the Board of Education because that thing talked to you. And then they gave me one more. Superheroes. Those are some of the words that describe those teachers back then. You see, once upon a time, we used to go to an all-black school that we affectionately called Booker T. Washington.
Yes.
And we loved it. We absolutely loved it. We wanted to go to school. You know, kids sometimes today don't want to go to school. We wanted to go to school. It was fun. We were learning, but we wanted to be there. You see, and so when I think about what a difference 60 years has made, think about it. We go to the moon now so routinely, it doesn't even make the 10 o'clock news. There was a time when President John F. Kennedy said, we'll go to the moon in 10 years. And we thought the man was crazy. Like, go to the moon? What are we going to go up there for? We don't go to the moon. Some people didn't believe we went when we did go. They thought it was just fake film. Like they put some film footage together in an editing room and it really didn't happen.
Right.
Now, your kids and your grandkids and your kids' grandkids one day may come to you and say, hey, Dad, you got a couple $1,000. I want to go to the party on the moon this weekend. You'd be like, you have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, citizens, regular Joe Blow citizens can get on a spaceship now and go to the moon. They can pay and go to the moon. And there was once a time that was just an idea. It wasn't nowhere on paper that it made sense except an idea, and the president said we will go to the moon in 10 years. 1969 we did. We had a black president in 2008. Come on, y'all. My sons, and I know y'all gonna judge me now, my sons were 8 years old. Don't judge me. I started late. I know it. They could be my grandsons. I know it. You don't have to tell me. My sons were 8 years old when President Barack Obama became president. And from 8 until 16, they walked around with a black man in the White House and a black family in the White House, and my kids, acted like that was normal.
Yeah.
There was nothing normal about that. Are you kidding me? Black people in the White House and they not the janitor? What are you talking about? And my kids are acting like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
That's not the way it's ever been until now.
That's right.
But all those things, 9/11. My first 9/11 wasn't the 9/11 that we talk about 9/11. My first 9/11 was when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I don't know about you. That was a traumatic thing to see a man get killed for real on TV.
Yes.
That was traumatic for us to see that. And we love John F. Kennedy. We love the Kennedys.
Yes, we
Black
do.
people love the Kennedys. If you went into most black people's houses in the 60s, they had 3 pictures on the wall. You want to tell me who they were? Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, and John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And they all were tragically killed, standing up for a cause, trying to help better our people, you see. So when I think about how far we've traveled, how far we've come, I would be remiss to not mention the March on Washington. 1963, when Dr. King said, I have a dream.
Yes.
Y'all remember that?
Yes.
And you might say, well, what does that have to do with Booker T? What does that have to do with us? It has everything to do with us. Because as much as we've been trying to make change, and we made a little stab here and there, got to be able to ride on the bus everywhere, seat anywhere, we still hadn't made major changes in the South.
Right.
We still couldn't vote, even though they said we could. You had to pass a test to vote. And that test was so difficult, Albert Einstein couldn't pass it.
Yeah.
And the only people that had to pass it was the black people
Right.
to vote. Now, you know, we didn't really like voting at one time anyway, so if you're going to make me have to take a test to vote, I'll stay at home. That's just too much drama there.
Yeah.